Productivity is how you run away from yourself. Creativity is how you become yourself. I am currently at my grandparents' house in Pennsylvania with my two girlfriends, and we decided to go away for a little mom's retreat, a little time away. And I came in with the intention of this being a feeling retreat for me. I feel like lately I've had a hard time really feeling things. I don't really know what it is, but I came here with the intention to find it or start to find it again. And today cracked me open. I felt a lot of feelings, and I was surprised by those feelings. And they all came in at different times for different reasons, whether it was from the synchronicities of a card pull, or from starting the day with yoga, which I haven't done in months, or having space to just be and create. And even in that creation, I forced myself to do things that were uncomfortable, creating more than I have in the longest time, and very frequently. And it was feelings of freedom too, and excitement and energy. And then afterwards, feelings of sadness and alone, and meeting my inner child in a space that I didn't think was going to happen. I haven't slowed down in years. And so of course this is going to topple over me like a wave and crash into me, because I gave myself space. I slowed down more than I can, unschooling and being home, and also running a business with my kids. I had this space, and it all came flooding through. All of a sudden, I just felt like I was gonna cry. I just ran out of the room, ran out of the front door. It was raining. And then within seconds, I went into the walking, the doing, the not sitting in the feelings and being. And then I started to get productive. In 0 to 60, I went from feeling these emotions to productively moving myself out of them, getting back to a space of not feeling anymore. What is wrong with me that I felt the emotions? I came here with the intent of feeling, but I only allowed myself to do it for a second. I allowed them to dissipate. But I thought too in that same breath of how my creative work helps me feel more. Maybe this is my portal back into feeling. And in putting that work out and sending out all those posts, just seeing one person like the thing I wrote, like the thing that I was afraid I don't want to put out too much and overdo it. And it shows me that I'm not alone. And it also reminded me of maybe that's how I felt as a kid sometimes. And I then thought to myself, how do I fix this? What do I need to do to fix it? I need to fix the inner child? Okay, great. What can I do? Is this something I can fix? Or is this just part of human nature, or part of me and my being, a battle that I'm always going to struggle with? Is this something I can work through? Or is this just what it is? And who cares? It is, it was, it doesn't change the present. So does the present mean disregarding or forgetting the past and the future? Is the act of feeling the act of total presence without awareness of anything else? I need to deal with what is, not could have been or was. Earlier that morning, I had pulled cards, and one of them said that you're going to see signs all day. And that's where I feel like the flow card I picked pulls in. When a river meets a rock, it doesn't try to move it. Instead, it embraces it and flows around it. It doesn't question why the rock is there. It sees it as part of its path. Water teaches us how to flow with life, how to greet the obstacles on our path with open arms and receive life fully. In this way, the world's waters have literally shaped and crafted the entire landscape of the planet that we know and love today. all are the result of water embracing life. The card was called She Who Flows, and it even went on to reference Plato, which was another nod for me because I happened to mention that one philosopher in my last post, and it felt like kind of everything was coming together, and it gave me another ping of feeling of I'm on the right path. Another part of a different card I pulled said, stop seeing the unexpected things in life as obstacles, and instead treat them as invitations to embrace life. I thought about that with this parenting piece and the inner child piece and this concept of to soften and embrace versus avoid and fight it, to flow rather than resist. All of these pieces are very meta points where we have the opportunity to feel. It also makes me realize, God, parenting is harder and so much different than you expect. It just really makes you face things and cracks you open. And then at that point, I felt like I just needed a big hug. And that was really confronting too, because I'm here with my friends and I feel like, when you're with your partner, you're so comfortable, right? Like you're so comfortable that I could just go up to him, give him a hug. I don't need to explain anything. I don't need to say anything. I just can be held in that moment, and then we can go on with our lives. And there's a flip side, though, that I wonder with my feeling of, am I so comfortable that you don't have to push the limits, that thing that makes you feel? And then the double-edged sword of that is, but to think if I would have gotten that hug from a friend who I knew that the second that would happen, we would both crumble. That was scary. I was like, I know that I'm held in a safe space with these friends, but then that's too much feeling. And why am I afraid when somebody does truly care? Why am I afraid to feel those feelings, to be even more cracked open? This is what I asked for. This is what I wanted. I wanted to feel more. And I think that's when I recognized that obviously this is a journey, right? It's a journey to feeling. But I think that's really hard, especially as a mom, when you have a finite amount of space and you just think to yourself, I want to use this. I want it to be productive. It's harder to let go and flow. And ultimately, it wasn't that I stopped feeling. It's that I stopped letting myself feel. So I think the more that I allow myself to feel and lean into the creativity over the productivity, I'm seeing my life change.